What's happening, everybody? JayShockblast here, and check it out. We have Cloak and Dagger from the Cloak and Dagger character and level pack. This will be available for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC on March 20th, which it is March 20th in some places, so that's how we're playing it here on the Xbox One. Cloak and Dagger have a TV show coming out on Freeform TV. It starts June 7th of this year, and I am pretty fired up about it. And this DLC is definitely going a long way to show why. These two look awesome, and I just really think that this is going to be... Oh, look at that. That was, like, honestly a perfect intro to the two characters. And they look phenomenal. Honestly, these are characters that are not very popular. They have, like, a definite underground following, like a cult following, if you will. And a lot of people are going to be really excited to have them in the game. Often requested. But a lot of people, the general consensus, are not going to know a lot about them. So let's go ahead and check them out. We already got to see two of their animations, and they were phenomenal. They look fantastic. What I really love about Dagger here, we'll start off with her, Tandy Bowen. Her white outfit looks like it's kind of glowing. And it's not just a pure white. Like when we go to Moon Knight, he's a pure white. Her outfit has a little something extra to it. It looks almost like crystal. And I just think it looks so cool. Like, I think they went a little extra on that, and it looks really great. It also matches the little kind of crescent on her face. So obviously she shoots kind of like, I don't know if they're crystal daggers or ice daggers, but or light daggers even, because she has the light force in her. So obviously really cool looking. She's got this awesome animation where she gets all lit up and then starts firing the daggers everywhere. I know there's another character that has this, like Agent Venom does something similar to this with his gun, but still a really good use. And it appears that's all that happens when she does B. But she's acrobatic. So that's pretty cool. So let's look at her character card. There you go. And Vine Cut, Telekinesis, Target, and Acrobat. After feeling alone and neglected in her hometown, Tandy traveled to New York City to start anew. After Tyrone Johnson saved her from being robbed, the pair became friends and were eventually tricked by a chemist into being test subjects for a new chemical known as D-Light. The chemical awoke a light force inside Tandy, and she became known as Dagger. It was her light that kept Cloak's darkness in check. First appearance, Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, 1982. So there you have it. Next up we have Cloak, and these two actually appeared in the comics recently in Civil War II. They were also a big part of the first Civil War, so they don't often appear a lot lately, but they were big parts of both series, so that's actually pretty cool. He floats, kind of glides. I know Cloak and Dagger were both very big parts of Civil War II, when New York City was kind of trapped under the magical spell it was in, and I think they were basically keeping a shield around them. It was, maybe it's not Civil War II I'm thinking about, maybe it's Battlegrounds, but it was pretty cool. They were both struggling with their powers, so yeah.
Whoever they got on snowplow duty,
so Cloak has some pretty cool stuff. He's most known for his teleportation. So that looks really cool. I love the kind of dark force that goes around him. It also looks like he goes a little invisible. Yeah. So when he teleports, he goes invisible. That's cool. Let's go ahead and look at his card.
New kind of ancient martial art or something.
So he does teleportation, telekinesis, targeted lunge, stealth, quick teleport, and event travel. After running away from his home in Boston, home of Mawa, Tyrone arrived in New York, alone and penniless. After saving Tandy Bowen from being robbed, the pair became friends and were eventually tricked by a chemist into being test subjects for a new chemical known as D-Light. The drug awoke the dark force inside Tyrone, and he became known as Cloak. So there you have it, Cloak and Dagger. But we also have some other cool characters as part of the pack, including this one right here, Mr. Negative. Mr. Negative is a big part of the upcoming Spider-Man PS4 game, and that is basically one of the biggest reasons I even own a PS4 anymore. I am so excited for that game. And he does electricity. I love the way it looks. So I think, I mean, obviously he's been a big part of the comics before, but I think he's about to have a nice little, I don't know how to get his sword out. There we go. I think we're going to see him really kind of emerge as a big bad guy in Spider-Man lore because of Spider-Man PS4, which I anticipate being the biggest Spider-Man game of all time. I think people are so fired up for it. It's going to really, really be huge. And I think Mr. Negative is going to burst out onto the scene. And why not? Look at him. Look at his character model here. He looks fantastic. I love the suit. I just love the reverse negative effect. His sword is awesome. I wish that you could like get into the sword a little easier, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and look at his card. We have strength, electricity, smash walls, acrobat, target, technology, and vine cut. Originally a member of the Snakeheads gang, the man known as Martin Lee was captured by the Magia crime family and subjected to a chemical called D-Light. As a result, Lee developed superpowers, and his personality split into two halves. Martin Lee, who is focused on humanitarian aid, and Mr. Negative, who is dedicated to the revenge against the Magia. Free Comic Book Day 2007, Spider-Man as Mr. Negative. So, has not been around that long. We also have Blackout, who is a D-list character that's been around for quite a while. I'm pretty sure we even saw him on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. maybe. But basically he can cause like power outages. I believe that was his big thing. So he does a lot of electricity. Oh, it looks like he... Oh, look at that. He flies on a little cylinder. And it has like an interesting sound. That's cool. Oh, and he teleports too, huh? Oh, he does that Mysterio. I love that. So, we have Blackout. Let's get him over here. I'm always about the good lighting and being able to zoom in on the character. Like, that's my MO. So there we go, good lighting. So let's look at his card. I mean, he basically looks a lot like Electro. So he does Portal Create, Beam Deflect, Heat, Flight, Stealth, Target, Telekinesis, and Teleportation. Marcus worked as a laboratory assistant to Dr. Abner Croit, who was attempting to build a device to tap into the energies from other dimensions. After an accident in the lab, Marcus was exposed to the powers of the Dark Force dimension and discovered he now had the power to manipulate the Dark Force. Naming himself Blackout and creating a special suit to contain the Dark Force, he began testing his powers in a series of robberies. First appearance in Nova, number 19, is Blackout. So we have 3 more characters. First, we have Nightmare. Wow, look at that. And then we have Shroud, who I don't know a lot about, but Nightmare we saw in the last game, and man, does he look a lot more sinister and crazy. Wow, that's kind of cool. Oh, look at that. It's got like little skulls in the pattern, if you look closely. Like little faces. That is crazy. So Nightmare is obviously like a big dark character. You know, he had his little side level where you get Ghost Rider in the first Lego Marvel Superheroes. Oh, whoa! Wow. Now that is dope. This is a very, very good character level pack. And I haven't even played the level yet. But man, that was so cool. I was not expecting that. Look at that. I don't know the name of his little flying black unicorn, but that is dope. So, wow. Let's go ahead and check out his character. Oh, look at his sword. Wow. They did a really great job with him this time around. That's really cool. He looks very sinister. Like, look at his face. Anyway, here is his card. Mind control, beam deflect, hyper jump, flight, portal create, rune tracing, target, and telekinesis. Nightmare is the ruler of the nightmare world found within the dream dimension. Whilst in his realm, Nightmare is a being of near omnipotent power and has the power of influencing living beings as they sleep, as well as trap a sleeping person's astral form in his world to torment them in a way he wishes. Nightmare is a frequent foe of Doctor Strange. Strange Tales number 110, 1963 as Nightmare. Our last character is Silvermane, and wow, look at this guy. So this is a character that is in the achievements that I couldn't figure out who was, and look at that suit. Like, I like his design. I don't know a lot about Silvermane either. Shroud and Silvermane are definitely two characters I'm not as familiar with. Shroud looks dope though. Shroud looks like if you could use his stuff, you could make like Raven from DC Comics. He does not fly. So that looks like all the stuff that he can do. I love his suit. I need to go to the character creator to see if their parts are available. So here is his story. He has toxic gas protection, repair, electricity, smash walls, toxic goo, fire protection, electricity protection, and strength. Silvio and his family immigrated from Italy to Manhattan when he was just a child, and by the time he was a teenager, Silvio had joined the Magia crime family. Silvio worked on the D-Light project that created Cloak and Dagger, who were also responsible for his downfall. Upon his defeat, Silvio's brain was transferred into a robotic body, which gave him superhuman powers. Strange Tales number 110, 1969, as Silvermane. So there you go, he's a robot. And then you have Shroud, and look at this dude, man. Look at this dude. I've heard of him. Oh, look at that, he's pretty acrobatic. I've heard of him, but I'm going to be honest, I don't know a ton about him. Oh, look at that. So that's kind of similar to what Star-Lord does, but it just doesn't look like it's gravity. Nothing happens when you hold him down. He doesn't seem to teleport at all. But he looks pretty cool. Looks very menacing. So let's check out what he's all about. Stealth. I did not see him go stealth. Press B when in the range of security cameras. Silver Lego blow up. Enhanced senses. And acrobat. Orphaned at just 10 years old, Max vowed to dedicate his life to fighting crime. After finishing college, he traveled to Nepal to join the cult of the Kali to study their martial arts. Upon completing their training, he was branded with the Kiss of Kali, which took away Max's sight, but replaced it with a mystical extrasensory perception, and eventually took the identity of the Shroud. Supervillain team-up number 5 as Shroud. Maximilian Coleridge. So there you have it, folks. Those are the characters of the Cloak and Dagger character and level pack. I'll do individual videos for each character where we look at them a little bit more, and then we will play the level. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be on the lookout for more to come, and we'll see you.